Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that make me. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex.
Speaking of sex, we're going to talk about now ways you can protect yourself while having sex with contraceptives. So what exactly is a contraceptive?
A contraceptive is a safeguard that can be used to protect against the risk of unintended pregnancies and from sexually transmitted diseases.
A national survey in 2009 saw an increase in the use of contraceptives from 61% in 2009 compared to 46% in 1991 by U.S. high school students the last time they had intercourse.
However, many sexually active adolescents still do not use contraceptives, or in fact, use them inconsistently. 34% of sexually active adults do not use condoms last time they had sexual intercourse.
15-year-olds in Europe use condoms more. 72% of the girls and 81% of the boys compared to 62% of girls and 75% of boys in the U.S. Such comparisons provide insight into why adolescent pregnancy rates are much higher in the U.S. than in European countries.
Now, let's look at some of the contraceptives available to be used. We will go over oral contraceptives, male and female condoms, the contraceptive patch, vaginal rings, in-uterine devices, or IUDs, and cervical caps, and how each one works, its effectiveness with perfect use, and advantages or disadvantages to each.
Let's start with male condoms. These are made of latex rubber or polyurethane. They work by acting as a barrier preventing passage of sperm and disease-carrying microorganisms. The effectiveness with perfect use is 98%.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's good.
Advantages include that it protects against STIs, no prescription is required, and there is no side effects.
Disadvantages are that sometimes it can slip or break. There may be erectile difficulties while using it, and there might be allergic reactions.
The female condom is made of polyurethane. It is held in place by flexible plastic ring.
They are meant to be inserted 8 hours before intercourse, but it should be removed afterward. The effectiveness with perfect use is 95%.
So not as effective as male condoms.
Not at all.
Advantages include that there doesn't need to be a prescription for them either, and it can be used for anal sex. Disadvantages are that they can make noises, are expensive, hard to find, and is difficult to insert. Doesn't look that pleasant either.
No, it's huge. Oral contraceptives. Some oral contraceptives come in combination pills that contain estrogen and progesterone, or a mini pill that contains progesterone only.
The pill contains estrogen and progesterone. When it is released, it prevents ovulation, causing thicker mucus around the cervix and thinner uterine lining. The effectiveness of it with perfect use is 99.7%. Nearly all women ovulate regularly within 3 months of suspending use.
Advantages are that they are highly effective and it does not interrupt sex. Disadvantages are that it needs to be prescribed, it has to be taken every day, and it offers no protections from STIs.
The contraceptive patch. It works by delivering estrogen and progesterone to prevent ovulation and implantation. It is worn on the buttock, abdomen, upper arm, or upper torso, and is not to be worn on the breasts. Make sure you don't wear it on the breasts.
No.
The effectiveness with perfect use is, again, 99.7, same as the
Pills.
The pills, yeah.
The advantages are that it only has to be changed once a week. It is highly effective and it doesn't interrupt sex.
So those who forget about taking their pills should probably get a patch. Disadvantages include that it is one color, less effective for women over 190 pounds, and needs to be prescribed.
The vaginal ring. It prevents ovulation, creates mucus around the cervix, and thins the uterine lining by releasing progesterone and estrogen. It's inserted and used for 3 weeks and then 1 week off. Its effectiveness with perfect use is also 99.7%.
So not 100%.
Not 100%.
No.
The same as the pill and the patch.
Yeah.
Advantages include that it's highly effective, it only has to be changed once a month, and that's all.
Yeah. Disadvantages include that it needs to be prescribed again, and some people might not be comfortable. So, yeah.
IUDs, or intrauterine devices. These are small objects that are shaped like a T and are inserted into the uterus by a physician.
They work by preventing sperm from fertilizing. Its effectiveness is, wait for it, 99.9%, and it doesn't need to be changed for up to 5 years.
This is great for people who can't remember to take the pill or change the patch or anything they have to do. Advantages include that you don't have to worry about changing it or anything. Disadvantages that it's invasive and the womb might expel the IUD and it needs to be prescribed.
Yeah.
Cervical caps. These need to be sized by a doctor. It is the size of a thimble and snugly placed over a cervical opening. It is intended to be used with spermicide. It then is left in the body for 8 hours after intercourse and provides protection for 48 hours. Effectiveness with perfect use is 91%.
So probably the least of them all.
Yeah.
Advantages are that it is reusable and easy to carry around.
Disadvantages are that there is no protection from STIs and it may be painful or discomforting during sex.
Yeah, it doesn't sound pleasant. No. Mm-mm. You are now done the contraceptive lessons. For your next sexual encounter,
Please use one of these. Thanks.
yes, have a fun time.